afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on folks. It's me, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube, folks. We got another 9 more days till
9 days.
Christmas. 9 days. I ain't done shit. I will straight up tell you because, like I said, Christmas for the kids. And I don't have any. And the one person I did Christmas for, it's been long gone. So I love shout out to my mom. But all of you out there who's going to enjoy your holidays, I wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holiday you believe in and celebrate. Also, won't be long before we're into another year, 2026. The season it's going to be a new bodybuilding season. I can't wait to see how it's going to look out. So, folks, I have here's a lovely lady. She is a guest of mine today. She is an amateur competitor in NPC. She's in sport quite some while, and also she's a coach, a trainer, and also she does advertising. Oh, that's very interesting. So we welcome the lovely Mrs. Renee Schneider. And ma'am, we have to thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to get that invitation.
Well, I'm always welcoming you, ladies. I'm always like to have you ladies over, and I always like to welcome y'all guests. It's a southern style of me, I am. But anyway, we like to thank Renee and appreciate it. And we're going to ask her what got her started in sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity. Please share.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I've been bodybuilding for, I don't know, a little under 10 years now. I started out in boot camp classes and quickly fell in love with the fitness lifestyle. And then, as I was starting to see some results in the gym, I needed to get my nutrition in line as well. So I hired my first coach as a lifestyle client. And then with nutrition dialed in and the training dialed up as well, I started to see some good results in my physique. And a little birdie told me that I should compete someday. And I was like, hell no, I'm not putting a thong on in front of all of those people on stage. Like, what, are you crazy? But that thought never left my mind. And at the time, you mentioned I do advertising. I own an advertising agency. And so I was doing some social media management for one of the natural federations for bodybuilding. And so I was able to see and celebrate, athlete spotlights and things. And I really kind of fell in love with the discipline and the dedication that I was seeing across the screen. And with my friend telling me, hey, you should compete someday. And I had a lifestyle coach, and I'm like, all right, fine. So I decided to hop on stage, and I did pretty well my first season. And then I took a super long off season. For a lot of people, it could be super long, 3 years. I took a 3-year off season, and then I competed just last year in NPC. So that's kind of my story and how I got started.
Well, each time I talk to ladies, it's always a typical story. It says, "Hey, you look kind of buff. You think about competing?" And that's how some ladies get to the bodybuilding world. Some been a fan of the sport for a long time, but I've been around for a little over almost 100 years, especially as a competition. NPC, IBB is top level competitors. You mentioned natural competitor organizations, that's is OCB and several others. But NPC I think it's like the place to go if you really want to get into bodybuilding.
Absolutely. You know what? Gosh, as it's being, the largest federation in the world, there's so many shows every single weekend, no matter where you want to go and travel and see new places and meet new people, which that's why I do this sport. Honestly, it's just the people are amazing. But I have to say, I have a lot of natural competitors as clients who they're so intimidated to join the NPC and to compete because they think, oh, I don't take steroids. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone belongs on the NPC stage, whether you're natural, whether you're not. Everybody's included and involved, and it's just a wonderful federation. So, but by all means, it's got the largest amount of shows that you can be in. So wherever your heart wants to take you, you can compete. So.
Yeah, I just watched the Nationals Championships just past weekend, and a young lady I saw, I follow her name is Natalie Hayes. She's also a natural competitor. She's competing both OCB and NPC. Impressive young lady. And I know I've interviewed a few natural competitors from OCB and even natural bodybuilders in NPC, not really. And it's tough because with the other competitors, they're enhanced. They have a little bit of advantage. With a natural competitor, you're going in here, you're not taking any kind of performance enhancers or pads or anything. you're doing this all just lifting and a diet and the work you put into it. It's not as easy, but I've seen some very impressive natural competitors. Always people go always make that debate because they say like you got muscle. So what kind of gear you on? Or you take the steroids, bro? And no, it's just hard work and also discipline.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I mean, you've got to have that discipline. And I tell you, if you don't live the lifestyle and you don't put in that hard work, no amount of PEDs is going to get you there anyway. So you really have to do the hard work. And of course, it could give you a little bit of an advantage, but hey, the good thing about NPC, there are no rules. So as long as you know the rules, then you're all good.
Well, we had a discussion the other day about rules and some things like especially certain things like might be advantages. There's a big controversy right now with the current Miss Physique champion, the former Miss Physique champion, of accusation of use of some kind of a synthetic oil.
Mhm.
Also PMMAs and stuff like that. But that thing is, if it doesn't, it maybe just something to help you give you that little advantage. Especially in this sport. You look at the sport, and you look at the people like the current champions in the Olympia, the competitors right now in bodybuilding. And you did the North Americans. That was your last competition last year. A friend of mine competed in the same class with you, Yetta Abdul.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Small world.
Yeah, yeah, she's a great lady. Shout out to Yetta, and hope we get to see her compete again next year. So, why did you take a break for this year?
Oh, I have to put on size. I definitely have to put on size. I was so close to getting my pro card, though. I went to two national shows last season. I did Masters Nationals and North Americans. I got second place 3 times in both figure and physique. So I was really, really close, but that just lit the fire for me that I needed to put on some size, get a little bit more density in my back. That's where my priority muscle group is my back. And I've definitely done that this season. I'm going to grow for another 6 months or so before I start prep and hopefully compete in fall of next year. So that pro card's mine next time.
But like I said, yeah, ma'am, I would say best of luck to that. So,
Thank
what was that spirits like for you at first? Because you talk about you want to be on the stage in a thong. We would like to see the thong, Renee.
That first experience was actually quite fun. And it really showed me that it's a passion of mine. Everybody else is in a thong too. So, and if you're really just worried about that, then, it's a celebration of not only the muscle, but the journey that it took to get on stage. And so that's what I love about this entire sport is just, I mean, you get used to it, obviously, the lack of clothing that you do wear, but everybody's in it. And, gosh, if you cover it up, you can't see that hard work anyway. So, but it's just a celebration and you get out there and you just, perform your very, very best. And wherever the cards fall, they fall. You can't control who's going to show up next to you that day and all of that stuff. But as long as you're having a good time and you're meeting new people and just advancing the sport of bodybuilding, then that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah, the thing is, this is a sport about not just competition, but also, enjoy yourself as a competitor. Find something that you gain out of it. It's just, if there's anything from the discipline and also the work you put into it,
Mhm.
like anything, I wish it was like a sport where we got a little more attention, like advertisement. What gets you into that?
Oh, well, yeah, I've been in it so long, I don't even remember anymore. I was a marketing major in college, and then just in a few of my roles outside of college, I've been in sales and I've been in the radio industry, and then my very last company that I was employed with decided that I was not needed anymore. So I was let go from that position. And it was the best thing that's ever happened to me, honestly, because it was that little push out of the nest that I needed to start my own business. I had a handful of people who I was helping marketing with who reached out to me and said, you know what, I want you to do this for me. Can you do it on your own? And I said, well, Yeah, I guess I can. So I decided to start my own advertising agency, and that was almost 15 years ago now. And so now I have a team of people and some really wonderful clients that we get to work with from all different sectors. I work with a lot of energy companies. I work with government entities, and mom and pop shops, some retail. I work with a really big supplement company as well, which I'm really excited about because now I'm starting to see my passions for health and fitness and that fitness lifestyle marry with my passion for marketing and advertising. And so I'm developing websites for brand new supplement companies as well as doing marketing for a really well-known one in the market as well. So
I like this. What would you think about maybe advertising something for bodybuilding? Because one thing about bodybuilding, if you look at it, even though it's been around for a long time, it's still kind of a fringe sport. It's on the outskirts. If you look at sports like football, basketball, baseball. Funny thing, a friend of mine sent me this. It was a picture from he was watching TV. He was on vacation. He was watching TV. They had on ESPN championship bubblegum blowing. I, I kid you
hey,
not, man.
whatever floats your boat.
It's like this bodybuilder. I just remember when I was growing up, bodybuilding used to be on television. You can catch on ESPN. You just catch on like networks like NBC or NBC and Fox. Now it's just even you just had the Olympia about a couple of months ago, and it just did the. If you have heard of it, there's a new documentary about the Olympia from last year. It's on Prime.
Oh,
It just not get as much attention. So if you were working with someone like like one person who runs the Olympia, every time I say his name, I got it. Jake Wood. Yo Jake. I want that money. I want that gun. I can't help it every time I say his name. Or his the guy who runs the Olympia, Dan Solomon. What would you suggest to them?
oh my gosh. Well, not to put him on the spot or anything, but I'm a paid media expert, so that's one of the things I do. I negotiate and put together like really really great media plans for people, and so it would just be some more promotion to get more eyeballs onto the sport. And I not so much competitors, but we just need people supporting those people on stage, right? So we need more spectators in the audience to support and celebrate the hard work that goes into it, because you and I both know, like, it takes a special breed of people to go through the pain and suffering to get on stage. So if you can endure that, most likely you've dabbled in or have considered competing in the past. But we need more people supporting it. We need more people attending the shows, and and maybe then some of the prize money can be increased at the pro level, which would be amazing for all competitors. So gosh, you never know what could happen if it gets a little bit more exposure.
Yeah, I think exposure does help, like anything. People pay attention to it, but always going to be the issue with bodybuilding because of the use of performance enhancers. But again, we all know that it's not the thing that makes bodybuilding. If you don't stay disciplined, consistent, disciplined. I have quite a few people tell me, say, George, if they took the stuff I take, they wouldn't look like what I look like. Because you know what? You got guys at gym bros and they're taking the same shit and they're not falling and dying, eating cheeseburgers and drinking milkshakes.
You got that right. Yeah. And like I said earlier, I mean, no amount of beds is going to make you huge, right? You've got to put in the discipline, you've got to put in the training, and you've got to eat right, and you've got to live the lifestyle that those enhancing drugs are going to give you 1% added, benefit to it. But and it's everybody's choice whether they want to do that or not.
Yeah. So while we're talking here with Renee, what we're gonna do is this: we're gonna jump to her social media for a bit. If you want to follow her, the links to her social media platforms are on the live stream description. Check her out. Reach out to her. Show respect. And this is no offense to you, Renee. I do this as precautionary to you out there, to you guys out there. I know who you are. Yeah, yeah. I know you're crying because my crime is too. I am a muscle person, Renee. I admit my crime. But guys, be respectful. No
Please.
weird shit. No nothing. Stop it. I know she's a pretty lady, guys. You see these ladies all buffed and stuff, you get a little excited. But calm down yourself. Behave yourself. Have some manners. So we're going to jump into her social media for a bit here. So again, the links in the description here. And I see here, This is I think this is one of your check-ins, right?
Yes, that was 2 days ago, maybe. Straight out of bed, no food, no water, nothing. I just started a mini cut a couple days ago just to reset some insulin sensitivity. And so, yeah, that was just a check-in video for my coach. And I thought, gosh, you know what? I'm as heavy as I've ever been. Well, I mean, I was heavier way before I started bodybuilding, but I surely didn't look like this.
Yeah.
Heaviest I've ever been, and I was pretty excited to still see quad lines and things like that. So
Who are these young men? Are these all your boyfriends?
oh no, gosh, no. One of those on the left-hand side, the one in the white shirt in the middle, that's my son. I'm super proud of him.
Oh,
He had
he's a handsome
taken
young man.
Thank you. I think so too. He started his own company as a freshman in college this last spring.
Ooh,
And
ooh.
he's entrepreneurial like his dad and me. And so he took his team out for a Christmas dinner.
And that's your husband?
Nope, that's a really good friend of mine. I believe I've been working with this gentleman for 18 years or so, and he's a vendor that I've used for my ad agency, and he delivered some Christmas treats for me. And thank God my diet
Ooh.
hadn't started yet because those crumble cookies were pretty good.
Those cookies look good. I mean, I tell you, when I talk with y'all bodybuilders, I know you love y'all sweets, you love your cookies. It's like crack, and here's this, and this is your team.
That is my team at the agency. Yep, there's a couple people missing from that are instrumental in what we do, but this was my team in our annual planning day. One of the favorite meetings that I have with my team is I take them out of the office for the day and cater lunch, and we just brainstorm. So
And this is one of the companies that you're working with now.
yes, and that is actually my coach. That's John, and he has several businesses that he owns, and he's brought me on to help with marketing and for some of his companies. So I went down and visited him recently and had some business meetings with him. So
How long you and John been working together?
4 years, four
Oh,
years.
and
Mhm.
who was your previous coach before then?
His name was Ryan.
Mhm. And you said you just need, because the reason why you didn't compete this year because you put on size. So that was I think Sandy was at the North Americans. That was the feedback from her.
Oh, yep. I just need to grow. I'm very small. I mean, compared to the rest of the people that I competed with on stage. Gosh, like my stage weight last time I competed last fall, I was 110 pounds on stage. So I'm a pipsqueak compared to some of the people I was with where they're like 140, 145 in the same height class. So I definitely have some size to put on. I'm able to get really conditioned. And so that kind of helped edge out some of the other competitors because I beat him with conditioning. And I have a wonderful posing coach. Kenny Wallach is my posing coach. And so, my posing and conditioning, even though I lacked a little bit of size, really helped out. So
Yeah, Kenny Wallach, that's a legend. He has trained several IFBB and BC competitors. I mean, he's one of the top posers up there.
yeah.
I would say, one who's right close to him is Christina Mendoza is very popular. A friend of mine, Janine Lakowski, a couple other top posers in the sport. Poses is also an important part of, especially as a bodybuilder.
You bet, because you could have the best physique on stage, but not showcase it very well, and you're not going to win. So, posing is super important.
And you're
And
you're
here I
double
have a
dipping.
coach on that one.
Yeah, and you're double dipping. You're doing both physique and figure.
Yes, I cross over. Mhm.
Yeah, which one you prefer more?
Well, my physique prefers figure more. I mean, I think I'm going to do better in figure overall, and probably most likely get my pro card there first because it will happen someday, George. You know that. But physique has my heart. I just absolutely love the posing and the personality up on stage, and that 60-second routine. That's where I love to shine. Before I decided to go into advertising, I was a musical theater major in college. And so singing, acting, dancing, being on stage and performing has always been a huge passion of mine. And so marrying the presentation round and, just that routine to music. And that's where I love that with physique. So
Well, ma'am, you have a great physique, I would say,
thank
and
you.
I hope we do get your pro card. I mean, ma'am, you don't
Fingers
need to thank me. You don't need to thank me, man. As a Southern gentleman, it's my honor, my pleasure to tell a lady she's lovely. It's just
Well,
in my
thank you.
nature. Yeah, and that's the thing about this. It's about what you want to bring as a competitor because getting to the pro level is tough. I back in the day, it was a lot harder, but there's a lot more opportunities. Especially now, you have master shows like the Team Collegiate, the Masters in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
There's USA Masters. Um, I think we're seeing a lot more. I've interviewed quite a few ladies who are more mature in the sport of bodybuilding. Some ladies who got into sport later in life, others who competed for a long time, took a step back and came back. We have
Mhm.
here some guests here. Shout out to my guests. We got here my man, David from Female Bobbing Forum says, Renee is beautiful. Does she have to deal with trolls or overbearing fans?
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that compliment, but I'm pretty lucky. And so, I mean, I'm not inviting any trolls or overbearing fans, but I honestly, I don't. Everybody, for the most part, has been super respectful toward me on social. So, and which I very much appreciate.
Yeah, that's good because you know what? I don't want to hear no problem with your husband and your boys saying, "Hey, who's this shit to my mom?" Because it was my
No.
wife. They'd be like ganging up on somebody. Hey, you're like, hey, yo. That thing is because this is a very fringe sport, as I said earlier, because it's different, and there's some aspects of it where, especially where you have one side where people who look women like yourself with muscles say, well, she's trying to be manly, she got all those muscles, and then you have the other guy saying, wow, she got all those muscles. I wouldn't like mine. Yes. But that's the thing is that anything that's different from society is always going to be issues with it. One more comment here from my man, KL the Wanderer. Both of my brothers here do content on women on body business. You look nice in those tight shorts, Renee
Yeah,
posts. He can't help himself. He's more a fan of the muscle more than the sport.
I
So,
see that. I see that.
yeah. But I shout out to my brother. I appreciate their support. So, you say you need more time to grow. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing, I think when I look at the divisions now, especially physique and women's bodybuilding and even figure, it's really starting to become blurred lines if you look at it.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to judging. I think it goes back to how every sport evolves. Now I think recently now we're gonna have a new division. Excuse me. It's called Fit Model. I can't go on my tongue. I have nothing against the competitors. If any of you come up Fit Models, have nothing against it. I feel like this. You're bringing in something that's going to end up looking like the division you're supposed to, be replacing in a way.
Mhm.
It's going to evolve. If you look at now, you look how women's bodybuilding has evolved. You look at how physique has evolved in the last few years. Even I'm seeing girls with wellness who have some more muscle density than some women in figure and even bikini.
Right. I agree with you. I do think that the lines are getting blurry. And, at what point do you have to step back and say, okay, we're going to start judging this category like we judged it 5 years ago, for example. And some of these ladies, absolutely gorgeous. They have put the time and the dedication in, but they have, outgrown that particular category, and yet they are not encouraged to move up. And so, I think that's, definitely how the sport is evolving. But at some point, you just got to decide, like, where do you fit genetically, and where do you aesthetically, what do you want to look like as an athlete? And do you want to build your physique to win on stage, or do you want to build your physique that you're proud of and that you love the way you look? So, I'm going to build my physique how I love to look, because the stage is always going to be there, but it's what, 1, 2, 3, 5 days, 5 days in a couple of years. I don't know, like however many competitions you're going to do, but I have to live in my body every day. And so I'm going to build my body aesthetically how I want it to look. And gosh, if I do better in figure, great. If I do better in physique, awesome. I'm going to cross over just to see where I do best and let those judges tell me where I'm going to fit. But ultimately, because I don't do, I know I'm not going to make this as a career. I mean, if I get to the pro level, which, I'll get that pro card someday, but I'm going to get eaten alive on that pro stage. So I'll compete as a pro at least once, just to say that I did for sure. But I'm going to build my physique the way I want to live in it. So
Yeah, I interviewed Stephanie Herrera, who won in your class, and she won 3 pro cards that day,
oh,
and she made her pro debut just last month at Atlanta Coast. Now she was doing physique and women's and figure, but she
mhm.
made a debut in figure at Atlanta Coast, and I think it's, as you said, it's about how you grow and develop. It takes a lot more time to put on the size and the mass when you compare it to, and you also got to look at genetics is a factor, and also some women just can build muscle a lot better than others. And this, like again, it's a lot more time and work to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, congratulations to her for getting 3 pro cards. I think that's amazing goals for sure. But yeah, definitely genetics obviously has to play a role in that for sure. But had I, here's the thing. Everybody's genetics, you have dominant body parts, and you can either work with those dominant body parts or you can work against them. I am very quad dominant, very lower body dominant. And so, had wellness been a thing when I started my journey a long time ago, I might have just, I could have just gone into wellness right away, ignored my upper body, or just trained it minimally and like let genetics carry me. But instead I chose to go that physique route and figure, and worked really hard to bring up my back to match my lower body. And so because that's the look I prefer for myself. And so I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just saying, get whatever aesthetic you like, definitely train that way so that you look the way you want to look walking around, at the beach, at the pool, in the shower, however you want to look. That's how you should train.
Yeah, because I think again, genetics is how I think I see ladies who I think look more aesthetically closer to certain divisions. Like if you look at a girl in physique who looks more like she should be in women's bodybuilding. You look at a girl who's in figure should be physique. You're looking at even some women in bikini should be in figure. Wellness is, I think it's really, if you don't have those dominant lower, in the quads and in the glutes and in the calves, you don't have that, I would say like this, those strong aesthetic Afro, genetics, where that's why the Brazilians are so dominant in that division.
Yes.
I mean, there's some women who couldn't easily cross over to women's bodybuilding if they put on the size. But like again, it's about how you grow as an athlete. So, you say you're taking the time to grow the size and develop. What do you feel like you need to get you to that level?
I still need more back density, more back width. I think I'm pretty balanced now, from an aesthetic standpoint, from top to bottom. But I just need that muscle density in my back. So that just is going to take time and food and patience, and just a really good training split.
Yeah, and I think probably about training. Like when you're training, what's your regimen like? Like what's that when you go in the gym? What's that when you say, you know what, I love doing this, it makes me feel good, and then one says, damn, I don't want to do this shit.
Oh, I've got days like that for sure. I definitely do. But what I love about training so much is that every time I go to the gym, I learn something new about myself. I push myself a little bit harder. I find that mind muscle connection just a little bit better. And so I walk away from the gym with one new learned thing. Whether it's like, if it's just like a single arm row, for example, I'm like, I had a really good mind muscle connection today. What did I do different than I did the day, the last time I did this movement? So that's how I stay in love with the monotony and the boring consistency that does develop physiques like this. And so just learning something new. So my split, and how I've been able to grow my back and shoulders to match my lower body. is I do back on Mondays. I've added in biceps as well because, physique's my jam. So I need to grow some arms more. So I do back and buys, and then Tuesdays I do chest, shoulders, triceps, legs. I do on Tuesday or Wednesdays, off day on Thursdays. Fridays I hit upper one more time with back and shoulders as an emphasis, and then I do legs, glutes, and hams on Saturdays, and then Sundays is rest day. Fun fact though, I am so glute and quad dominant that for 3 years I didn't even touch one glute exercise. I didn't do glutes at all for 3 years because I wanted all my food to go to my back and shoulders, and it worked. So
Which ones you feel like is your best, favorite exercise, and the one that really brings out your best quality?
My shoulders are probably my best quality, and lateral raises are my favorite with dumbbells. I get such great pumps with lateral raises. I always do 4 sets, and usually I do run the rack on my last set, and I just get such a huge pump, like I can't even take a drink of my water bottle. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it makes you a good feeling, because I remember when I used to be in high school, I used to love lifting weights. I was like one of the strongest guys on my team. And I used to love getting down that bench press. By the time I was 16, I was already doing 350 on the bench press. I was doing 550 in squat. My weakest was incline. It was like 280.
Wow.
And just I remember, this is a true story. I remember when I was on the football team, we used to always be working out together. And one of the guys said, "George, you know what? Can I say something?" George said, "What is it? You ever had 80?" He said, "No." I said, "Why?" "Well, son, you cock strong." It's a country term. But yeah, that's the thing when you work out and you train, it's that good feeling. It gets your blood running and rushing. But what's that one workout you say, "I don't want to do this shit. No, I don't want to. I don't want to." But you got to do it.
It's legs. It's got to be legs. Yep. I mean, I'm not unique in that. It's got to be legs.
I have few who say they love leg day. They are sick masochists when they say that. You love torture. You love pain. This is how I refer leg day for a bodybuilder. If you ever saw the show, the Chappelle Show, and it's the episode when Charlie Murphy talks about the time when they met Rick James. I love talking about that story because it's a funny episode where they go back to Eddie's house, and Rick's on the couch, says, "F your couch, Eddie Murphy, F your couch." And that part you see Eddie and Charlie going beat his legs. And Dave's going saying, "Oh, you dark now." And the legs, he's crawling out and saying, "And they'll give y'all niggas money." And it's like, that's sometimes like a leg day for a bodybuilder. You feel like you got beat up by Charlie Murphy and Eddie.
Yeah. Did you even work out if you can walk out of the gym?
I recently, a lady I got to meet and interview, Christine Ware. She's IFB Pro. I was visiting my family for Thanksgiving. My niece, she lives in Atlanta with my great nephew. And we got to meet up, and we worked at her gym, Titans. Shout out to Titans gym in Atlanta. And I have an issue. I have 2 bad knees, like Stone Cold Steve arthritis. But I maintained my own. I did pretty good. I was wearing out a bit. I let her finish the rest of the workout. I set off. But yeah, you ladies, I gotta give y'all respect, and seeing how y'all train, and even experiencing myself, it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want some, good wheels, you got to train them hard and eat a lot.
Yeah, I eat enough. I'm like I said, that's I look like a ghetto snowman. He melted. He's a ghetto snowman. I mean,
Oh, geez.
But yeah, that's the thing. That's the important part: the diet, the training, the regimen, and also, as I said again, I'm a big man. I like food, so and my other half will say tell me this, Renee. Where's that thing after your last competition? That thing I often say like this, that make you stranger, but make you stronger. What was that thing that was calling you, especially after your long prep?
Oh my gosh. I just wanted burritos.
Caramba.
Yeah, I love me some Mexican food. So fajitas, burritos, you name it.
I like every now and then. This is one thing I love. There's a place next town over. I live in a small town, not Boston. There's a place next town over. It's a little Chinese buffet place. And I admit my crime. I'm a Chinese loving whore. I just love it because sometimes I don't eat as much as I used to. One time I had a doctor's appointment my doctor's over there in the next town. And I said, after I was done, everything was good. So I got myself 2 plates and went back home. I didn't eat them all. It took me, a couple of days. I'm trying to be smarter because,
Leftovers, right?
yeah, because this story about myself. At one point, I was almost 500 pounds.
Oh,
And
wow.
because I was taking care of my mom. My mom was sick for a long time before she passed. And if you know anybody who's taking care of somebody who's a family member or a friend has been sick, family member has been sick, it can be a lot of stress. And food is seen as a comfort because and you eat because it makes you feel comfort or just out of boredom, something like that. And when she passed, I had to make a decision for myself that I'm 51 now, and I have family friends who have dealt like two of my siblings passed away, my older brother, my older sister. I mean, and I had to make decisions to take care of myself. Now I don't have anybody else to take care of but me.
Yes. Oh, I think your resilience is really coming through there. Just to have that mindset that it's time to take care of yourself.
Yeah, you got to because you don't. No one will take care of you. So, about like you talk about your husband and how long y'all been together, and does he love his buff, beautiful wife?
He does. He absolutely does. Now, we have a really fun story. We are high school sweethearts. In fact, I was
Oh,
in junior high. We were both 14 years old when we started dating, and we met each other at a high school football game. And I said, "Gosh, who's that hot guy over there?" 3 days later, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and we have never broken up since. So we've
oh,
been together, oh my gosh, 30 years now. I'm 44, I think, the last time I did math. 44. We've been married for 20, since 2002. How long is that? 23 years. And we have two beautiful kids. Bo, who you saw that picture there in social media, he's a sophomore now at the University of Iowa. And then I have a daughter, Lily, who is a senior at the high school here in town. So she actually is graduating early. She's a smarty pants. She's graduating in, I think, 15 days. So she's graduating at term, and then she's going to go to college here in the spring semester.
we should be proud. You know, be proud. You made some smart babies. That you be proud of yourself.
I did. We made some pretty smart, good-looking kids.
Yes, yes. I know your little girl is just as pretty as her mama.
Oh,
And and you said you're 44. I thought you were 30. I mean,
thank you.
I'm
I mean, I
I,
am again.
I'm telling you, when I interview some of these ladies who tell me they're 50 or 40, something like that, I'm thinking they're 10 or 15 years younger because bodybuilding is almost like a fountain of youth. Here's the answer: it's not going to stop, father time, but it can halt it a little bit, slow it down some, especially the training. Muscle helps in like with bone issues. Like I know I have issues with arthritis, genetics, other stuff. Like I have a pacemaker. I have for 11 years and
Mhm.
and making healthy choices is a good thing for my heart. You know, I mean, it's a lifestyle that is really is again. It's not so much about motivation; it's about discipline. It's about consistency. You follow your diet because I know, like, especially when your kids were coming up and they're little kids, and little kids don't want no, dried chicken and broccoli. They're gonna want some chicken nuggets and French fries and mac and cheese, and you're cooking for them. You have to cook your food separate from theirs.
Yeah. Well, I've been very blessed because my kids actually do like to eat bodybuilder food, which is great. My husband, on the other hand, no, but
No, yeah.
he's a big boy. He can fend for himself. But like it. They both train really regularly. My son wants to compete someday as well, and so does meal prep and all of that, even as a sophomore in college. So yeah, they're kind of following along in my footsteps. And my daughter wants to compete in bikini. She's got a cute little physique, and so when my kids are ready to step on stage, I'll be prepping them. So.
Well, we have somebody here. I think it's unedited 2016, 2716 says, Renee is so happy and proud of you.
Oh, thank you, whoever that is. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Like I said, hey, these guys coming here, I say this, hey, this is the best way I say, hey, Renee, it's like like I go back to the Spell Show when Charlie talked about the time he met Prince. Like when I get it, like, hey, when I get a new girl out here, they act like when Charlie Murphy meets when Eddie and Charlie meets Prince, and he's hanging this guy named Nikki Free, And people thought he was a chick. Say, hey, Shalimar got a new girl. She's fine as a motherfucker. They act women like you say, hey, Joy got a new girl. She's fine as a motherfucker. These guys get excited here. Shout out to me here. We have here is Melvin. He says, what's up? What's up with you, brother?
Hey, what's up,
Yeah,
Mel?
and that's good that your kids are following your lead. Your son thinking about competing, your daughter thinking about competing, your husband. Now he's a man. He's not gonna give up his steak and his
Oh gosh, no.
taters. Nah. I can respect that because you got a real man.
Yeah, he likes pizza and so yeah, but that's okay. I support that too. I like pizza too.
Like I say, you don't have to eat it all the time. Maybe now and then, like especially anniversaries. And Christmas is coming up, and
Yeah.
that's the time where food is part of the tradition. I know. I might go to my older sister. She lives like right across from where I live, at another street over. She might have a little something. We used to do it here in the house when my mom was around, and my
Mhm.
mom would cook cakes and stuff like that. I remember one year where she couldn't do much anymore. She was in a wheelchair. She was instructing me to cook cakes, and I cooked my first and last cakes, everything. And it was, she told me, son, they're not pretty, but it tastes good.
That's all that matters, right? I mean, it's all looking the same when it gets in there anyway. My mother-in-law, she loves to bake, and she actually bakes for a restaurant in her hometown, and she takes, grandma's cookies and cakes and stuff. One time at Thanksgiving, she brought so many pies. There was one pie for everybody who came. So, I mean, we're talking pumpkin, chocolate silk, cherry, rhubarb, strawberry. I mean, you name it. There was one pie for everybody
Well,
or
for
for
me,
person.
put aside that pumpkin pie. Give me sweet potato. I'm cool. We got here a man. Melvin says, Taco Tuesday.
Melvin,
Yeah. She likes
behave.
Mexican food. Yeah. That's the thing is, but yeah, it's good that you have that support with your kids, your husband. Because I've talked to ladies that they were married and got into bodybuilding, and then their relationships changed because they're doing something that's very extreme, the mindset of everyday people. You're
Mhm.
building, you're changing the aspect of what's considered feminine. The idea of a woman is like curves, like that. Y'all bodybuilders do have curves. I mean, there's some lovely ladies I've met and also done content on that have great curves, but it's not the idea of what it is of what a woman to be. It's always, again, we go back to the situation where people are always accused of, you got muscles, you're trying to be a man. Oh my God. I mean,
Mm-mm.
dude, I mean, she's not, this is a very attractive lady. I mean, I don't see anything manly about it. If it'd be funny, it's guys like, that look like me that be saying that. Where are your muscles?
Well, that is true. I think, it's all about mindset. And I think the reality is shifting in the perception of female physique and what is acceptable is shifting, and I applaud that and I support that because you know I think so many years ago the whole goal for so many women was to take up and be as small as they possibly could, and I see this monumental shift of mindset and accepted reality that it's okay for women to take up more space and to work on their physique and muscles are sexy and to take care of yourself and to be able to have that tone and shape that they want and take up more space. So I applaud females who want to do that and don't believe that they have to be as small as possible.
And that's good because you know what? I think y'all ladies, you're a different form of woman. Like I said, I'm from the South, and women around here will be a different size and stuff like that. I remember the first time I saw an actual female bodybuilder was a guy. His name is um, because guys, his name is Glenn. He runs his own magazine. He does photography. He invited me. He did an interview with me. He invited me to for his premiere of his magazine. I got to meet a couple of ladies who I become friends with on social media. And also attend there. I went to my first Spider-Man show back in 2022, and that was Savannah. And I got to meet so many ladies who I've followed, done interviews with. One of them, what we're up to was to meeting Alina Popa the first time, and she just amazing physique, beautifully. One of my dream crushes was there. She was doing guest posing, and you guys, you know who I'm going to talk about. I can't help because she's going to be my wife someday if she says yes. and that is the lovely, amazing, beautiful Miss Andrea Shaw.
Oh, yeah,
I
beautiful.
just, she's just, she is just. I just saw Linda Murray and Wendy Fatima talked about her, how she just really, for me, she really brought a love to women's bodybuilding that is amazing. You know, like someone like Linda Murray. I wasn't a big Linda Murray fan back there, but I do respect what she's done. I remember saw her when I was at Savannah. She even smiled at me when I sat in the audience. You know,
Oh,
and and just. I'm going. This is what I'm going to talk. Pull this out. I can't help because to quote my other guy, "Hey, Renee, if you get something, never do it for free." And this is why I call shout out to my friend Eunice. She also runs her own company called Bad Rap. They make clothing line, even just sponsors one competitors at the Nationals. The moniker is Bad Rap, big and defined, ripped and pumped. And she was at the Olympia back in 2023. And this is she sent this a little bit right after my birthday, which was like I think we just turned 48 that year. And this is an issue of Muscle Development. I got a bunch of them in my closet for I used to click them back, but this is the last hard copy of Muscle Development because they don't do them anymore. And she saw Andrea and she talked to her, and Andrea, and I always want to bring this out because I think she's so beautiful. She signed it for
I
me,
get you.
and she thanked me for my support. I know I need to put it in the glass. I need to, but
You do.
I put it in my. I sleep with the bed with it. You
Protect
know,
that. Yeah,
but
that's really sweet.
yeah, and then just opportunity to meet women. Like I was in Tampa, I got to meet Ashley Jones, Sharonka Hinton. Also meeting legends of sport like I met Pop Ciccarello, Kevin Lavrone. I mean, one of for me doing this content, one of the biggest highlights for me was when I got to meet. If you recognize this gentleman, when I got to meet him up close.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Diamond Dave, David Lee Roth. That's my friend Eunice on the other side. She competed that day before at the Masters 55 in one of that class. And meet someone like that and, meeting you ladies and conversating, hear your stories. This is what really inspires me as a content maker.
Hmm. Yeah, aren't the stories just amazing? And that's one thing. I'll go back to what I said at the top of the podcast here. The whole reason I love this sport is because no matter what your journey is, like everyone is celebrated. And, there's so many people who step on that stage that have such amazing stories of survival and transformation and grit and resilience that, everybody has that special bond.
Yeah. Is there anybody in sport as a competitor that you admire or you follow? You know,
Well, the person that I follow that I kind of started, like, I want to have like my dream body, right, was Dana Lynn Bailey. And so she was really my first introduction to bodybuilding, from, just on social media. I saw this beautiful physique and I'm like, that's what I want to look like. And so, of course, I follow her. I've gotten to meet her just a couple of times at the Olympia. I've gone as a spectator, and it's amazing always standing next to somebody who you're like, damn, you were my inspiration this whole time, and you really got me started in bodybuilding. And so, shout out to Dana.
yeah, I think quite a few ladies, especially who compete in figure in the physique division, Daily Bailey was the architect for the interest in it.
Yeah.
Some ladies would say Linda Murray, some would say, there's so many different champions. Right now, you have an issue with the two current and former champion,
Mm-hmm.
and here's the thing about them: they have great physiques,
Yes.
but personality wise, I'm just not a big fan of them. A few times I've had even Natalia came in a couple of my lives and even commented stuff. I appreciate that. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, it's just, I don't know. I feel like there should be, I don't know. It's just maybe more, decorum as a competitor.
There's a lot of emotion that goes into what we do, and I can see how sometimes emotions can play, but at the end of the day, there's a lot at stake for these girls as well. And so, as long as we can control our own actions, hey, let them do what they want to do, right?
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes you got to act like an adult. Sometimes you got to take the
Sometimes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We have your comment from my man Melvin. He says, keep up the hard work. Appreciate that, brother. He says. He also says, Love Linda Murray. I love her too. She's great. And also, he says, how much does the magazine cost? I don't know, but it's priceless to me. So, and that thing go back to the cost of being competitive. You
Yeah.
know, it's not, you're still an amateur. That means you have to pay to compete, especially if
Yes.
you're competing in different classes or different divisions. The cost of traveling to the shows, the cost of this. I say this: the guys have their costs, but it's not as they do have the costs when get prepped. They take more, eat more food. They take more supplements or drugs like that. But y'all ladies on show day, that's an
Ooh,
expense. Because I say like this, I'm always going to point like this: the guys got to do is put on banana hammocks, pair of board shorts, and tan. That's
yep.
it. You
Yep.
ladies have present a presentation of muscle and femininity. You have to have your hair has to be straight, your nails, your makeup. Your just not the tan. Also, as you know, you do a figure. You have to have the nice shoes. Your suit right there. That's like maybe your rent, your car note,
The
your
month's rent right
mortgage.
there.
That's like that's part of that's like your uniform.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. It is not a cheap sport, as you know. And even as a pro, this is what with the only sports as a pro that you don't make money. So I tell you what, but it's worth every penny when you get up there and you can just have a really good time. I'm blessed that I have a wonderful career and to be able to support this very expensive habit. But yeah, I mean, and also, with hair like this, I don't need to pay the hair and makeup people. I do my own makeup, I do my own hair. And honestly, you look at my nails on show day and they look like this because I don't get into that. If they're looking at my nails, they're looking at the wrong thing. So I don't pay those. Actually, I did my very first show and I looked like a hooker, and I will never do it again.
You say he be up that stage like, who's that punk blonde? How
No,
much she cost?
and I was like,
I got $20 on me. What can
actually,
I get?
Actually, if I were to quote my son, who was little at the time when I started competing, he says, "Why do you look like a drag queen?" And I'm like, "You're not wrong." You're not.
Well, there's some women in the bodybuilding look kind of hard. You think they might be drag queens, but it's just every woman's different.
Yep.
Like I said, Andrea, she's just amazingly beautiful. A couple of days will be her, I think, a 42nd, 43rd birthday. You would think
Jeez.
she.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she looks great.
Amazing.
And your little boy, you got to think about it. His mom walking around looking like, and you might have guys because your mom look like a drag king. You have to say, hey, son, let me hook me up with your mama. I mean, I like that little suit.
Right.
And because hey, that's my wife. But
Yes.
but
Yeah. Well,
but
and I can tell you, I've never paid anybody else to do my hair and makeup since,
that's
so I
that's a
haven't had
different.
that
Yeah,
comment since then.
yeah, and the thing is, we go back to the thing is, I think depending some competitors like it's just saw the Olympia, Derek Luffolk walks away with $600,000.
Yeah.
Andrea gets 50.
Yep.
Right now, Arnold shooting up the prize for the Miss International. I mean, for the Arnold Classic for the men division up to nearly quarter of a million. And even though he kicked out physique, women's bodybuilding, and uh, figure from his show,
Hmm.
and now it seems like this season I think some shows are getting dropped and pulled in some divisions, and it's just it can be a struggle. It go back, you do it for a passion, but after a while is the cost, is it worth it to if you're the lucky few who have who can afford to do it, is it worth it?
100%. 100% it's worth it. And you know what? It's not just about stepping on stage. It's not just about what taking care of your body and all of that stuff, but the discipline and the what you learn from the sport of bodybuilding, it transfers to other aspects of your life. And so, I'm a better business owner. I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a better friend. I'm a better coach because of bodybuilding. And so, yeah, it's expensive, but that's the price you pay to learn all the discipline and all of that as well. So 100% worth it, even though, like you said, I know some shows are getting cut and some divisions are getting cut as well. However, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, and also you say you're a coach. How long you been doing that, and what you got you into it?
Well, I became a coach, just coaching my friends and family, people, hey, hold me accountable for this. And can you do my macros? And can you do this? And can you do that? And so that's how I got started into coaching just for free. And then I started to get transformations from my clients and had a really good story to tell. And so then, I started charging for my coaching. And then I became, I absolutely just fell in love with the art of coaching and helping people see, most of my clients are lifestyle clients. I have, probably maybe 40% of them are competitors. But then, just really helping people see their true potential. And as then I got more into coaching and kind of found some stumbling blocks with some of my female clients specifically where, they're perimenopausal like me, and, unable to, maybe it's lose that last 5 pounds, or, they had gut issues that were getting in the way. I became a functionally certified health coach as well. And so now I can help not only just with diet and nutrition and, exercise, things like that, and putting together protocols, but I can help with the functional side. And then just recently got peptide certified, just because peptides, I'm on a bunch of those and I think they're like amazing. And so I got peptide certified too. So now I add those into my practice, especially with my clients as well. And so, yeah, I absolutely love coaching. And I've grown my coaching business quite significantly this year, and I really look forward to 2026 and having some good clients step on stage and bring home some hardware.
Yeah, and then also if you think about competing next year, you get that pro card. That will help you. It's like quite a few competitors when you become pro. It's like being like a mechanic or electrician or a contractor. You're bonded and licensed for fitness because quite a few ladies who get that pro card. It's like as there was a big controversy about how now you have to pay because that's a cost. Also, being a pro is paying your fees. You used to have to pay a fee as an NPC competitor. But that thing is, the NPC and IPV is a business, and
Yes.
if you use that pro moniker and you're not a competitor, you just use it because I know some ladies who have got the pro card, quit, and then just use it as a way to hold up their businesses. And and your business is what's the name of your business?
Trio coaching.
Yeah, and that's also the name of your advertisement too.
It is. I'm kind of, a creature of habit. So my agency is called Trio Agency, and then I have Trio all over in different areas of my life, and so I just rolled it over into Trio Coaching.
Why trio?
Well, I named my agency that first. I mean, I've been an agent. I've done marketing for way longer than I've become a coach. But Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The best things comes in threes.
That's really good, And you don't have too much change your card to here. This card, this card. Like, here you go, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a smart lady. I will give you that. Yeah, and, you got to be because you know what, doing this sport, there's a lot of sacrifice you have to make, and sacrifice is an investment into your future in the bodybuilding world, be it NPC, IPB, or whatever organization. The time you take in the training, the dieting. I mean, again, we go back to the situation where sometimes people don't understand it. It's not as easy as you think. Like if we go to a show, we see y'all competitors. You are in this great shape. You all these men and women buffed and tan, and but don't realize that the hunger, the dehydration, the tiredness, the training, the dieting, the days where I know when your kids were little, they want mommy want to do this, but now I have to do this. I gotta go train. I can't spend all the time. You miss out some of those times with your kids every now and then, or your husband say, "Baby, let's do a little something special tonight." Nah, baby, we can't do that. I gotta go to bed it's just so much involved in it when you
Yeah.
get into a sport.
Yes, it absolutely is. Bodybuilding, they say, is the only sport you don't ever have an off season, right? You're always working toward that next goal. Uh, but that's the whole beauty of it. It is a lifestyle. And when you find other people who support it and, all of your support for especially women in bodybuilding does not go unnoticed, George. So, all of the people that you find in our circle is it's really cool. So it's worth all of that. But you did mention that, when you go to a show, you see everybody, tanned and buff and, stage lean and all of that. And we're stage lean for just a hot minute. And so one of the things that I really like to preach is, celebrating all aspects of bodybuilding. And this is bodybuilding, and so we've got to build our bodies in the off season. And so to do that, you've got to get fluffy, right, and put on that necessary body fat to do so. And teaching my clients as well, like we can't be stage lean all the time. We've got to build our bodies, and celebrating all aspects of bodybuilding in all stages.
Yeah, because one thing is it's always the mental aspect of it, because
Oh,
because
yes.
body dysmorphia, post-show blues when you lose your shreds.
Hmm.
Also, some competitors who got into because of eating disorders. This sport is mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. It's a lot for anybody doing. There's such a few of y'all who can do it consistently
Yeah.
and be persistent and be determined and be disciplined, because it can be easy to be distracted. You might get up one morning, your husband's cooking pancakes and say like, you know what, I might want a pancake. And then you see it snowed 18 inches where you at. And then, what, I may not want to go to the gym. But that's the thing is you have to make those choices and stick with them. You say like, baby, I can't eat the pancakes. Just give me a shake and I'm good. Okay, if I can't go to the gym, let me just hit some cardio and, then I'll try to go when it gets a little clearer. Those decisions are part of the process as a bodybuilder. We got here is Red Samurai Ninja coming through. Appreciate you coming through, brother. It says, hello, Renee. Hello there, brother. It says,
Hello.
and also it says, how are you? So
I'm good. How are you
he's
doing?
how you doing? Yeah, he's
How are
good. I
you
mean,
doing?
it's again, I said these guys, there you go, you're a girl, Renee. They all excited about it. So what's the plan for next year?
Oh, next year. Okay. So I haven't set any show dates yet. We're going to get through this mini cut that I've got. It's only be a couple of weeks, and assess with some pictures and really put a timeline together. But we'll definitely compete in Masters shows, either Masters Nationals or Masters USAs. I haven't decided if I want to grow a little longer and wait and compete later in the fall. But it is definitely going to be in 2026. I'm itching to get back up on stage.
And also, hey, one more time, there's always nationals. Hey, don't be saying, I'm only 44. No, 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 no. I've seen women who your age come in great shape and bring great presentation. It's just about being confident of what you're gonna bring. Don't be afraid. I know you're afraid about these teeny poppers and young girls, but hey, I'm a man. Y'all older women, y'all come, y'all bring y'all game. I mean, I gotta respect that. Here's a shout to my man here. David Bryant from A Few and Body for me says, what is the biggest myth about bodybuilding that she faces from the general public?
Great question. I'm going to say that we are restricted in what we have to eat. Not true. Just because I'm a bodybuilder doesn't mean I eat chicken and rice and broccoli every meal 5 times a day. It is not true. I eat whatever the hell I want. And as long as it fits my plan, then that's fine. If I want to eat Pop-Tarts all day, I certainly can. However, I know not all coaches are like that. But I think that's the biggest myth that I face is that, oh, you're a bodybuilder, you can only eat chicken and rice. Not true.
Yeah, that's the thing is like sometimes you don't have a plan. Like this, I'm like my other guy would say, I'm just a dog chasing cars. I never have a plan. Oh, before I leave you, Renee, I want to tell you something. You are beautiful. I'm sorry about him. I try to keep him under control, but the problem is he competes me. So, 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 folks, we're not gonna hold Renee too much longer. I mean, this is a great conversation you want to have with your ladies to get your thoughts, and especially from I'm an outsider. And I said my crime again. I'm a muscle person. So y'all ladies, y'all excite me. But doing this content, I get to learn bit by day, the aspects, the aesthetics, the discipline, the persistence y'all have. It's not just a bunch of these, like guys like me will go to shows. We look at these shows like, well, look at who's the blonde with the short hair with all the muscles. We look at, wow, that's a great physique. I mean, great presentation. Her back looks wide and good detail. But then still we'd be thinking about, yeah, I wouldn't want to squeeze those muscles too. But you put in the work, you put in the time and
Yeah.
reward. And it's good that you have your children support you, your husband support you, family, friends to support you, because again, this is a sport where it's kind of, even though you have a team behind you, but it's you on the stage. You got to walk out there. You have to present your body. You have to be judged by your physique and how you built it. I would say I wish there was more opportunities when it comes to, especially specifically, my content is mostly about your ladies, because I say it like this: the men's going to get more attention. And I say this often. I always say about the men's division, like men's classic, men's physique. Mostly men's open. They're the bottom bitch. They're the one get the money, get the opportunities. But y'all ladies, unless it's bikini or wellness, as I call them, they're the TNA divisions because they have a certain look to them and they're easy to sell. But y'all women in figure, physique, and women's bodybuilding, y'all are the ones that really open the door for quite other competitors to come into the sport.
Yes, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, and genetics, obviously plays a huge role in people who, are in bikini versus physique versus bodybuilding. We all work really hard to get onto that stage, no matter where we fall. And so I'm a firm believer that it should all be treated equally, but I know the big guys, that's where all the attention goes. But everybody still works just as hard to get up there.
Yeah. Well, I think it takes, especially for you women, it takes, because you're changing because women, you don't have some of the things that we men have. We have natural testosterone. It's easier for us to build muscle because how our body's built. Y'all, it goes back to the idea of what women is. The purpose of man's life is to quote Conan, to defeat the crush enemies, to dreams from you, and hit the limitation of the women. That's, women, y'all supposed to be carrying our babies, take care of our homes. Your man says, "Hey baby, where's my dinner?" But the thing is, everybody's changes. Like my mother, my parents were together 55 years, even though my dad would live in Jersey for 30 of it. And she taught me the things I need to do as an adult. Things I learned from man, what I learned from my brothers, my uncles, and my grandfather. And that's the thing is that we as adults, we learn, we survive, we kind of got to really find what really inspires us. Anything in life, be it a bodybuilder, being any kind of job. Like I used to hold a couple of jobs here and there. One of them, I used to work in the adult, industry. I was in a strip club, and that's, it was kind of cool job. But
I never guessed.
It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. But when you find something in your life that gives you purpose, like doing this content, reach out to you ladies. I would love someday to talk to my girlfriend. I maybe someday,
It'll
I don't
happen.
know.
I know it.
I don't know. I might scare her a bit. I don't know.
Maybe.
But when I talk to people, women like you, who are, as I said, who have their foot on the ground, 10 toes down, who are climbing, who still striving. We got here from my hand, Joe Camp here saying this. He says, "Hi Renee, I hope your day's going well. Is there any chance we can get a front double?" I should.
I mean,
you don't have to do it.
I'll do one. How about that? It's not very, I'm still growing.
So there you go, you guys. That's what you got. You got a bicep. I shouldn't even pull it up because I popped into my screen. Sometimes I can't see as well like I used to. Sometimes I wear these, but I don't wear it too often in my interviews. But guys, you got a little flex. So put away your tissue and your lotion. You're good. So you're sick. That's the thing is, I say like this: guys out there who follow you ladies, if you're interested in supporting them, if you're interested in, you're a fan, be genuine fan. Don't be that weird guy say, "Hey Renee, I like you. Yeah, I saw your last show. I got a little excited. So if you need something from me, Renee, I got it for you." No, you sick freak. Stop it. I know what you're thinking about. I'm one of you guys. I know this. I said this. You do this. You want more. You do this. You do more with a silk glove than you with an iron fist. I know what you're doing with that iron fist. Like sponsorship would help for a lot of competitors. Like reach out to ladies like yourself. I know you're in the advertising world. Like Mrs. Schneider, I have a plan, and I understand you work in advertising. So if it's something that works with you in your process, and we also would like to help sponsor your next competition. So, ma'am, let us know what we need to do, what kind of idea you might have, and we'd like to help you gain that opportunity. Maybe in the future become an IP pro. So let us know.
Well, just send me a message on Instagram. You got my link in the show notes, probably.
Yeah. And so, guys, the send links, guys, not something like,
Be nice.
Yeah, yeah. Because we don't want her husband to say, hey, who says this is my wife? And
I'll block
then
you.
yeah, there'd be a truck coming up the house and her wife and boy with a bat. So like, hey, he said, who's the guy who says about my mom? Like, yeah, I'm a college kid, but I'm here to be up somebody for my mom. Because like this, my mother, I'm saying like this, my mother was my woman. And as a
Mhm.
boy, you are our first love. The boy's best friend is always going to be his mother. Dad, we learned, like I said, my dad was in and out. But mom, you're the first woman that you'll give us life. And to me, when I lost mine, it seemed like I felt like I lost, almost like I feel like I lost a wife. I'm
Yeah.
a bachelor now. I don't have no kids. I don't have no woman. I got brothers and sisters. They got kids and like that. But you know, it's good that your children and your husband and your family and friends support you. You have this business that's working out and helps you just to strive to achieve that goal. And I would say this, ma'am, and I'm not a man who's often say this. I think you'll most definitely get your pro card eventually.
Thank you. Oh, thanks for putting that in the universe. I'll take it.
Where I say this quote from my favorite movie, Batman Begins. Ra's al Ghul, the demon's head, my master taught me. Beware of surrounds of our time, young master way. Never give your pulling for a killing blow. And also, I learned from my man, the Batman himself, says like, you never have to. We say thank you. That's why I do this because you ladies deserve an opportunity to share your voice. I mean, I would love to have someone like Andrea on, but when I have someone like you take the time here, sit and talk with me and share your thoughts. We'll have my guests come through here and share their thoughts because that's why I do lives. These guys love to get a chance to. Some of them might never even meet or interact with a female bodybuilder, but this is why I do this. Shout out to my man David. He's a world traveler. He does a lot of stuff. Says France DeLone was looking for a gym when he explored Florida. It's the fountain of youth.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he lives in Florida. I remember when I went to Tampa. He was there. He was driving around a little bit. Shout out to my brother. He does content. You can check out his stuff. He's a fan. He's been to the Olympia. He's been here. I wish I could travel. I live on a budget. I can't travel everywhere I want to, but I do. I'm hoping to make a show next year. Shout out to my friend Eunice. She's putting out something, so I might hang out with her. So but folks, if you want to follow again, Renee, the links in the description. Reach out to your interest. So you have anybody you want to shout out before you let you go?
I just shout out to my family for all that support. I know you've definitely said how important that is, and I couldn't do what I do without them.
Mm-hmm. And this is a question I ask you. What would you want for yourself out of bodybuilding in your life?
I've already got it. Honestly, if I get a pro card, awesome. But I've already got it. Bodybuilding has taught me so much and has given me so much in my life from a discipline standpoint that has, like I said, made me a better business owner, better mom, better wife, better friend, better daughter. So that's what I'm taking in all of the lessons that this sport teaches, and I've already got it.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think you found something you want. It's just that pro card just be a cherry on the top. It'd be like the Macho Man, be the cream of the crop, too sweet to be sour, yeah, oh yeah,
It'd be great,
that's it'd be great.
but they only
So
give out so many.
yeah. I mean, like Stephanie got three. Yeah, I mean,
Come on, share the love.
Actually, if I was wondering, they could actually, depending on the situation, they can actually forfeit if they get another pro card. I think somebody told me this, and maybe they give it to the next person as a bump. I don't know. That's something you might need to check out if you think about it. But
Well, so when I got second place 3 times in nationals last fall, and I lost to the same person twice in 2 different classes. So, I went and I did ask, and I said, I know in the past it was like if they were, won a pro card in that class, and then the second place automatically, got it because they were already a pro, in competing. And she said they got rid of that rule 5, 6, 7 years ago. And so I'm like, oh, well, I'll just have to compete again.
yeah, make
That's
sense.
okay.
It just keep changing the rules of sport. We got here. This is from one more. This is from my man here. I think this is unedited. It says, wish everyone a super happy, healthy, joyful holidays. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Same to you. And like folks, we're not going to hold Renee too much longer. If you're someone interested in, and also someone who is looking for make some life changes health wise, you do online classes too, and clients.
Oh yeah, 95% of my clients are online.
Yeah, I think everything because the pandemic changed everything a lot. Because my mother, that's where she got gotten the virus, and I feel a lot of people do more. Coaches do more online stuff, and because it's a way to reach out. Because you might have people who might maybe even not to go all the way to where you're at, and I
Mhm.
like to do maybe do one on one because maybe that's just me, but it's good. It helps with some people who understands that. So,
Yeah.
folks, if you're so interested in working with her, also if you're looking for if you got a business and you want to maybe do some advertising for it, she works in advertising. She's a Jane of all trades, But we chat genuine interest, guy. Don't be that weird guy. I don't want to be hearing something about somebody getting hurt up, by a husband and by her boy. I don't, man. We protect our woman. That's how we are, Till he gets a girlfriend, then you become. You're saying like, yeah, yeah, mom, like yeah, that's my mom, like but I do appreciate the time you give me. I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much, George. It's been a pleasure being on, and Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to you. So, folks, I want to shout out to lovely Mrs. Renee Schneider. I want to shout out to my guests coming through, Joe Camp. Shout out to my brothers, David Female Bobby Forum, my man KL, my brother KL the Wanderer. Shout out to Red Samurai, Melvin who came through, all you who watch, comment, subscribe. Thank you for your support. If you want to follow Renee, the link's in the description. Reach out and genuine interest, guy. Don't be that weird guy. Anyway, just a man about George page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't subscribe. Good luck, good night, good luck, afternoon, happy holidays, and God bless.